to another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we give those strategies to get that green. Now, if you've been watching, you have seen my guest before, but I tell you, she's got a lot of things to share that I just knew we had to have a part two. And why? Because we all like to feel good, look good, and want to know how to do it. And what better way to be an organization that wants to do that and make that green? And she's one that can help you make that happen. So we're going to talk about the strategies behind that and how she can continue to excel her business to help those people who are trying to use fashion to make some money. Welcome again, Miss Boom Boom. Bye bye, Boom Boom.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. It's awesome to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you back.
Yes.
I'm glad to have you back. So tell us about this other part of your business.
Okay, look, I'm going to try to be calm, but this is like my most exciting part for me. So it's fashion fundraising, right? So what I do is I look for those organizations, whether it be churches, like women's ministries, children's ministries, whatever organization that's looking to raise funds in a non-traditional way. And how we actually go about doing that is I come in and I give you the strategy that you need to actually host a fundraiser at the location of your choice. So we go through actually how to make money through the ticket sales, the vendors, and all of that good stuff. But the part that I love the most is it's a fashion exchange fundraiser. So the party participants that come, it's like you don't have to worry about taking those. So all of us have those clothes in our closet that's like, okay, I would bring these to Goodwill, but I just want them to be with somebody that's going to show them the same love that I'm going to show. You know how that goes sometimes. It's like, okay, nothing against Goodwill, right? Yeah. So if you know that it's going to somebody that's going to love it as much as you do, that's what those fashion fundraisers help to do. So they bring gently used clothing to the fundraiser. And of course, they exchange clothing with other party guests. We do body type styling education. We do skin tone styling education. So that's the flair that I bring to the actual fundraiser. So the ladies that actually come, they get fashion education at the same time. So they are thrilled. So we have fashion shows sometime if the organization decides that they want to go that route. And at the end of the exchange, whatever is not exchanged, we donate it to underprivileged women in the community. So it's like the heart of what I do, and I absolutely enjoy it. So the organization gives an opportunity to get themselves out there in a different type of fundraising way. And of course, they're able to help the women in their community at the same time.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So in this fundraising, you know, I'm sure that as you're dealing with one of the top industries that's always looking to raise money is our non-for-profit, right? And they're always trying to figure out, how can I make that next dollar? What can I do? How can I make this happen? And so reaching to them to be able to say, oh, you want to raise some money? I can help you raise money through fashion, right? How do you get that message out?
I actually use my testimonial videos because I do personal exchange parties as well. So normally they would just contact me and say, hey, Renika, I know you do the fashion. Can you help us raise Lois through referrals again, like we talked about before. So to actually be able to expand that to people that have not attended any of my party, any of my shows, and hasn't experienced my personality, you know, I want to actually get to those people. So
okay. So let's talk about how we can do that. And this is fun because I think that when we think about non-for-profits, we think about joy, we think about help, we think about love, we think about kindness, we think about giving, right? And isn't that the foundation of what it means to give?
Right.
It's all from the heart. It's all from making someone happy. So when you think about those things, I think that non-for-profits, we have a number of them that are, you know, associations and that truly serve their community as a mission, right? That might serve girls, underserved girls as a mission. They, right. You know, there's many, many different kinds of things that they do to serve as they're serving them. And to be able to get the list of those organizations is important. Okay. I think that you can go and there are so many that you can be filled with your calendar doing one, 365 days a year, because there's that many nonprofits that are out there, that are looking for help, because they're all looking for donations, and individuals can only give so much. And then there are individuals that give so much to a certain fund. Think about, and I have some that that we can talk about, and I'll give some ideas around what those look like, and how you might even begin to pursue them, as you're continuing to move forward. And some other ideas outside of just those non-for-profits that we could think about in terms of moving forward. So we're going to take a station break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicki Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicki share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help entrepreneurs level up.
When I was in college, I had a college professor to tell me I would never, ever make it in technology. He told me that I needed to change my career, all because I took a test and got a D after studying so very hard. I knew at that point that I had to learn the game of life and survival. How did I do that? I really put on my game face so that they never knew what to expect, when, where, or how. See, life has all of its journeys and obstacles. We all have a story to tell, and we have many different paths that we take. My journey to this moment has not been easy. You have to play the game, play to win, and you win by wearing your game face. When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. Welcome back. As you can see, we're talking all about feeling good. So let's talk a little bit about this, a couple of ideas that I thought about. And think about how disease makes us feel. When we find out we have a disease and we're going through something traumatic, the very first thing that we're thinking about and how we feel. Sometimes we don't feel like we look pretty, that we look good. It's a challenge. American Cancer Society.
Wow.
You have cancer patients that are going through all of this trauma. When they finish that and ring that bell, right? And they're going, okay, I'm cancer free. What if we can help raise money for the American Cancer Society, giving these fashion shows, allowing some of whom they serve, their patients who have been in there that may not have.
That's right.
Right? And doing that giving that back. I think about, and so when you think about large organizations, those are great ones that are always looking for that fundraising to be able to move forward, that are national. Then you can even go as much as to, you think about Girl Scouts of America, you think about Boy Scouts of America. I mean, the list goes on. You think about women in technology, you think about, the list goes on and on and on. Don't forget about the foundations of corporations.
Okay.
A lot of corporations have foundations. And one of the things that they're doing is they're trying to bring money to the foundation and raise money for foundations. This is a great avenue to be able to raise money for foundations in doing that. The other thing is when you think about the education, and I love this component of what you were saying. I'm going to educate you in terms of fashion and your skin tone. Who would have thought? Okay, we got to talk about skin tone. All we know is I don't like that color, right? But it's about understanding why and what goes with my skin tone. And then you talk about body type, right? You know, I'm short waisted, I'm tall waisted, I have short legs, I have, long legs, whatever it is. But what complements that type? I think your ability to offer those kinds of webinars for money for organizations can take you a long way to help setting some of that foundation of the dollars you're looking for to continue your business, that you can invest in your business, because people want that education, they want to learn. So you're bringing a community where they're learning, but then they can pick up the phone and call you.
That's right.
Right? Okay, so now I understand what that challenge is. So educational webinars that you can do online virtually, trainings that you can do, information that you can give, allows you to market this in a totally different way, right? In terms of who you're reaching within that audience. Don't forget about shelters. We have women and mother shelters, and we have shelters that that the homeless are living in, etc. All of these places need money to survive.
That's right.
Right? And being able to do that and then have clothing that you can be able to give to the shelter.
That's right.
Right? I mean, oh my gosh, what a beautiful story.
Right.
Right? We're able to give clothing, we're able to get clothing, we're able to make it happen. Right? So I think that there's so many different avenues. I would recommend that as you're thinking about this strategy of growing and all the things you want to grow, number one, prioritize what you want to do. Number two, put a plan together of that strategy of who you're going to. Are we going to focus on the major nonprofits? Are we going to look at the shelters? Are we going to look at associations and businesses? What is it that we're going to actually go after? And then start to put down what your target is of your portfolio and do it by year. So don't try to bite the elephant. We don't need to do the elephant. We need to do a bite at a time. So take a little bit this year of this one, a little bit of this one, and a little bit of this one. Put it all together, and then as you build that strategy, you can build an effective roadmap and plan to actually meet your goals, so that you're not trying to do it all, and at the end of the year, it's sitting and going, okay, what did I do? Can I eat? Right? As we talk about in terms of making that happen and to move forward. So I think it's going to be important that you lay out that strategy. From a communication perspective, you can send letters, you can send emails, you can get to corporations, you can get to nonprofits and get the word out there, right? You can have a campaign blitz. Now, this may sound really crazy, but you can go hire a paid intern from a fashion school, have them go in and develop your marketing campaign of what you're going to do and what you're going to send out, and do a marketing blitz to all nonprofits in a certain area. Give them the experience of the marketing and the effort and what goes into this and how to put it together and all of that. Give you another pair of hands to actually do it, since you're working so many parts of your business to make that happen and move it forward. Right? And then that way it allows you to get the word out, and it's always a numbers game. Sometimes you have to send out 100 letters to get one. Right? But it's all a numbers game. And the more you can help people understand the value of what you bring, I can bring you this amount of money, and then I can help you serve your mission by doing X. And that's what becomes important. Then everybody wants to work with you. Right? right? We get to be that business that everybody comes to,
Right.
right? Calling, I need you, I need your help, I need your help. Can you help me raise this dollar or two? As we continue to move forward. We're going to take a station break, and when we come back, we're going to see if there's a question or comment from the audience.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicki Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicki share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help entrepreneurs level up.
When I was in college, I had a college professor to tell me I would never, ever make it in technology. He told me that I needed to change my career, all because I took a test and got a D after studying so very hard. I knew at that point that I had to learn the game of life and survival. How did I do that? I really put on my game face so that they never knew what to expect, when, where, or how. See, life has all of its journeys and obstacles. We all have a story to tell, and we have many different paths that we take. My journey to this moment has not been easy. You have to play the game, play to win, and you win by wearing your game face. When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. Welcome back. As you can see, we're having a lot of fun here as we're talking about fashion and feeling good and all those good things. So let's talk about something that, is just for consideration. I know you have a business, and like I told you, I've said before, I want people to stay in a business and not move to something else if they feel that it's really valuable. However, I do believe in this instance, you may want to consider becoming a nonprofit. And the reason why is that everything that you're doing is around the nonprofit element, and you're contributing to nonprofits, you're helping nonprofits, but by being a nonprofit yourself, people can donate, right? And being able to take, our charitable givings, they get something out of it too, right? And you may get companies that are willing to support your nonprofit and give you enough money to run these fashion shows and do these things and give back to the community and adopt a nonprofit. So a company A may say, look, I'll give you $15,000 to do this, and you're adopting the women's shelter. And so this $15,000 is to put this program on, this fashion show on, for this shelter, and then they're going to be able to get raise the money and all that they need to raise and help their constituents that are inside the shelter at the same time. So I think there's multiple things that you can do strategically that will allow you to grow that as a nonprofit, right? If you decide to do that. Not that it can't be done as a business, and please don't think that I'm saying that it can't. It's a little harder, but nothing is impossible. If you want to make it a business, keep it a business, that's fine. But nonprofit does have its benefits, and it can allow you to triple and grow and, all the rest of that. Not mention how much you can get for individual contributors, right? Because an individual contributor can go to a nonprofit too.
Right.
And say, look, I donated so much money, and that's part of my charitable giving,
Right.
as we continue to move forward. Let's see if we have a question or a comment from the audience.
Hello again. I'm Relissa James, owner of Be Lovely and Beyond Hair Studio. And I also have another 2-part question for you. The first part is, what is your success factor in your fashion fundraising? And also, what is the largest amount that you have raised?
Okay. The success factor really is geared toward the client. So we set a goal in the beginning, whenever, for what they actually want to raise. And I help them with a funnel. There's a strategy that I used in terms of the different funnels that they can actually raise money. Some of them being ticket sales. We do sponsorships. I have templates that are already built for them to use for sponsorships. For the vendors' fees, they actually raise money from that as well. And there's, several other avenues that I take them through for them to actually be able to hit their goal. So first I ask them, hey, what is your goal? And then we go from there. I've raised anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 within 3 hours. Yeah, so it's pretty intense, but there's a lot of back work, like before the event happens, that I walk you through so that you can be prepared for that day. So even though the event may be 3 hours, you've raised money up into that day. So generally, I have a minimum of at least a 4-week time span where I actually use my influence and my social media to help advertise your event as well. So people are geared up and ready for that day. And the second part you said was, did I answer the second part?
I guess you did. Yeah, the largest amount that you have raised.
Yes, yes. So it was between that $3,000 to $7,000 mark within that time frame. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. As we sit and think about this, and we think about the time frame, and we think about what you're doing, that is phenomenal to be able to raise that kind of money and make it happen. So, I'm excited about the opportunities growing business. I'm excited about the opportunities for you to think about, as you're making it happen, so that, you're making money, but at the same time, you're serving your purpose and your mission of what you want to do by helping others and giving to the community. And then you partner that with what we talked about during part 1 and putting those businesses together as, also a fashion consultant. One complements the other, and therefore, definitely can be as one, as you're making it happen. But you can keep this arm as a nonprofit and keep the other arm as a business,
yes.
Right? Nothing says you got to put them together, right?
Right.
In terms of making it happen, So I do suggest that you keep the, as you continue to move forward, that you really are thinking about who are the nonprofits I want to go to, who do I want to be in partnership with, and then just take it one step at a time. Just as you have your model you go through, just do the same thing on the strategic side. And think about who their customers are, because those customers may want to help as well, right? That's another avenue for getting their money, right? And then volunteers that are there, and think about, as you said, there are vendors that come, but they may have other suppliers that aren't a vendor that want to contribute, right? So it just makes the net a little bit bigger. So as you continue to move forward. Can you all join me in thanking my guests today? Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we give those strategies to get that green.